Hi all, we're just looking to go through the my maths lesson on indices. So I'm going to do it as if I was a student going through. Okay. So let's click into one. If it says, like we saw in high powers, to raise number 20 power, click for a recap. So 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. 5 to the power 4. So I'm just going to times 5 by itself 4 times. Okay, bring up a calculator. So you could do it the long way around. So 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 625. And again, we can click down to see what the answers are. You don't need to work them out on this one, it's just a how-to guide. Okay, 5 to the power of 8 tells you what it is. Okay, 8 fives multiplied together. Okay, and then the last bit. Okay, when it comes to a calculator, you can use the x to the y key, which is the number you type in raised to whatever power you type in. So if we wanted to do 5 to the power of 8, 5 to the power of 8 equals, and we've got the number there. Now if you wanted to go and try that, return, try some practice. So using that calculator rule, 2x to the y to 6 gives me 64. Okay. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. 4 to the power of 3 is 64. 4 to the power of 7, 16,384. And 10 to the power of 5, 10, 2, 3, 4, 500,000. Okay, and then we can move on to quick part 2. Remember, you're working through the whole of the progress bar on the right hand side. So any number to a power multiplied by the same number to a different power, we just add the powers together. So 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 6. If we expand that out, that would be 11 in total. So count up the number of 2's, is 2 to the power of 11. Okay. So any time when we've got a power raised to a number, a number raised to a power, and then the same number raised to a different power, we just add the two powers together. So 3 to 5 is going to be power of 8. Okay. You could try and have a go at that a little bit later on. So just here, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 9, 9 plus 3, 2 is still my base number, so this is my base number, and then the power, the index number, is going to be 12. This one, my base number is 3, and my index number is going to be 6. This, my base letter in this case, is X, and then I've got 3 and 6, which gives me 9. 5 is my base number, and that's going to be 7. A is my base number on this case, base letter, and that's going to be 11, and then click mark it. How could we simplify this? Think if we're multiplying it, we're adding it. So logically, if we divide it, we do the inverse, so we're going to take it away. So the base number is the power on the top, on the numerator, take away the power on the denominator. So again, looking through, we've got 7 on the top, we've got 3 on the bottom, and each one of those will cross off and cancel with the top line. So the second one crosses off, and then the third one crosses off. And what I'm left with is my actual answer, which is base number 5 to the power of 4. Okay, so again, this rule follows through any index, whether it has a letter base as a base, or if it has a number as a base. So I just take the numerator and then subtract the denominator power away from it. So again, we're going to have a go at that. Number 5, give it a go. Base number 2, 5 take away 2 gives me 3. Base number 3, 9 take away 5 gives me 4. Base number 7, 7 take away 3 gives me 4. Base letter P, 5 take away 2 gives me 3. And base letter Z, 8 take away 5 gives me 3. Okay, this time we've got a set of brackets. So we've got 2 cubed, and then all of that is done to the power of 4. So what that's saying is 2 cubed times 2 cubed times 2 cubed times 2 cubed. So I'm multiplying it out 4 times. Now in this form we can use the first rule that we learnt, where we add the powers together. So we've got 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12. So my answer is going to be 2 to the power of 12. But there is a quicker method. Okay, and now if you think, what can I do to those 2 digits there? That is going to give me the same answer as there. So we've got 3 and 4. How do I get to 12? Just multiply them together. Okay, so the generalised answer is 4 times 5 gives me 20. So it's slightly quicker method in working out. If you think that's going to confuse you, then you could expand out like this, not a problem at all. So we've got 4 lots of that, expand the 4 lots and then add it up. That will work every single time as well. So let's give it a go. So 2 to the power of 4, and then 3. Well, my base number is still 2. 4 times 3 gives me 12. My base number is 6. 4 times 5 gives me 20. Base number is 7. 8 times 5 gives me 40. Base letter is Q. And 7 times 9 gives me 63. Base letter is Y. 6 times 6 gives me 36. But like I say, if you wanted to expand it out in long form first, that's absolutely fine. Alright, there are 2 special powers that you need to be aware of. Okay, you can discover the first of these for yourself by simplifying this. So if we simplify this, do what we think. 6 take away 6 is going to give me 0. Okay, so using the rules, the rule for dividing indices, this simply simplifies to a to the power of 0. But anything divided by itself is 1. So if we divide that by itself, my answer is 1. If I divided 2 by 2, my answer is 1. If I divided 7 million by 7 million, my answer is 1. So anything divided by itself, so anything to the power of 0, my answer is 1 in every case. Okay. The second special power is a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 1. We do get a to the power of 1, because if you think if we got 3 at the top and 2 at the bottom, we cross them off. Okay, as we've done before. Okay, now with writing a 1 in front of the letter, I don't need to put 1 as a power because it is just itself. So a to the power of 1 would just be a. Okay, I don't need to write to the power of 1. It isn't wrong by writing to the power of 1, but I don't need to do it. Okay, so let's give that a go. So these are lots of different versions now. So my base number is 3. And what I'm going to do to start with, okay, is go through each of these and just write the base number. So I've got half marks already. So my base number here is 5. My base number here is X. My base number here is going to be Y. Oops. Base number here is 5. Okay, my base number here is going to be Z. Okay, now I've tried putting y and z in on these boxes, and it doesn't work. So we'll see what happens in a minute. 3 to the power of 5 times 5, that's to the power of 1. So 5 plus 1 gives me 6. Again, this is exactly the same but in reverse. So I've got power of 1, power of 5 is going to be to the power of 6. X to the power of 8 divide by 1 lot of x is going to take away 1 from the 8. X to the power of 7. Now, this one here, I'm going to multiply y to the power of 9 by the power of 0. And if you remember, the power of 0, anything to the power of 0 has to be 1. This one on here, I've got 5 to the power of 5, 5 to the power of 4, 5 take away 4 gives me 1, so my answer is just the base number, so it's just going to be 5. And on here I've got z times z to the power of 8, that gives me z to the power of 9, and z to the power of 9 divided by z to the power of 9, again, is going to be 1. The last part, matching up. Okay, if you want to try and match these up, pause the video and then start it up again when you've had a go. Okay, so we're going to go through x to the power of 8 divided by x to the power of 3 is x cubed. So we're going to go those two. X to the power of 10 divided by x to the power of 2, that's going to be x to the power of 8. So I'm looking for x to the power of 8. Okay, not got x to the power of 8. So it may be written in a different form. X squared times x to the power of 6 is x to the power of 8 as well. X cubed to the power of 4. Remember, this one we're going to times. So x 3 times 4 is going to be 12. So I need something that equals x to the power of 12. And that's x to the power of 7 times x to the power of 5. That equals 12. X to the power of 3 times x to the power of 3 gives me x to the power of 6. X to the power of 5 is going to be the same as x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 2. X to the power of 9 divided by x to the power of 7 gives me x to the power of 2. Now, this one would be x to the power of 4. This one would be x to the power of 7. So that only leaves this one left. So x to the power of 2 is my answer to this. Divide by x to the power of 0. Well, x to the power of 0 is 1. And anything divided by 1 will stay the same. So that is going to equal x to the power of 2. X to the power of 7 and x to the power of 4. Okay, so that's the end of that particular lesson on indices 1. Hope it was helpful. You can go on and have a go at indices 2.